Hello, and welcome to this week's topic, International Dimensions of Management. We live in a global economy, and we've seen that globalisation is the worldwide interdependence of markets and resources. These days we see business operations increasingly becoming international, what we call multinational. And we see business managers increasingly working internationally, and we call these global managers. The world has developed into a number of regions or blocks for trade and commerce purposes, as well as for political boundaries. And there's four major world blocks. The first of these is the Asia Pacific, which of course includes Australia, and the majority of our trading partners are now within this Asia Pacific region. Secondly, the European Union, a collection of states that share a common currency, the euro. The Americas have formed political and trade agreements with their northern and southern neighbours. So Canada, North America and Mexico now have a number of trade and political agreements. And finally, Africa. And Africa is experiencing some ethnic issues, but their economy is gradually growing. So, what are some of the issues involved in doing business internationally? Well, firstly, many countries overseas have foreign investment restrictions, which limits the amount of activity a business can engage in. Secondly, there's greater potential risk to a business operating internationally. We see plenty of examples of political and civil unrest overseas, and this can lead to a loss of international businesses operating in that country, a loss of business or even worse. Next, ethical issues such as corruption. We've recently seen examples of sweatshops, factories using child labour, safety issues, environmental issues, cultural diversity of our staff and of our customers when we engage in business overseas. Diversity of religion, language, customs, observances, holidays. The role of agreements. Is a contract binding, or is a contract just the unofficial start of negotiations? And finally, differences in management styles and management theories. In the West, for example, we reward individual achievement and individual effort. In the East, and in a lot of Asian countries, for example, it's quite different. They reward the group because they're more collective societies. So, differences in management styles and practices occur all over the world, and these are necessary. Managers need to have cultural awareness and sensitivity of the country that they're working in and the culture that they're working with. So management practice is not universal. It's dependent on the culture and on the country. How does this relate to our personal lives? Well, everyone is different. Everyone has different needs. Ours is not the best culture or the best lifestyle. In some countries, it's not how much you have, it's how little you need. So other people are different to us, and they need our awareness and understanding if we're to break down barriers and to increase cooperation. These are some of the issues involved in international dimensions of management. See you next week.